Welcome back to WKRG News 5 at noon. The doctor is in. Dr. Ron Swain with Premier Medical Group is here to talk to us about something that a lot of parents are dealing with right now with their children. All those sinus problems, congestion. How do you know what the deal is? Is it just regular congestion or a sinus infection?
Right. Well, it's back to school time, and so that means kids are in close contact with each other. And people tend to get sick. You know, what do? You've usually been clear all summer long, and then kids get back in school, and all of a sudden it starts going through your family.
Yes.
The first thing to do, obviously, is try to minimize the exposure to everybody in the household, which means wash your hands. And the second thing is, you know, use Motrin and Tylenol, kind of cold, common sense cold treatment type things. But then, you know, if you're getting sick and if the symptoms are lasting more than 5 to 7 days and you're starting to cough and you're starting to have all that drainage, then it's probably time to go see the doctor.
Well, and how do you treat adults and children differently for these types of problems?
You know, that's a really good question. Well, little kids have different anatomy. Everything's smaller. Everything's more compact. Their immune systems tend to be a little more robust. And they can really have a significant amount of inflammation in there. So sometimes we do use antibiotics and steroids in children and adults, but sometimes we'll also use different things, different types of medication as well.
Well, are there any new treatments right now for sinus problems? I know surgery is an option, but is there anything new out there?
There are. There's some different types of medicated devices we can actually implant in the nose. There are also things that we can use. There are new injections that are on the market, especially for people with nasal polyps and allergies. Some of the new things have just been released by the FDA for use specifically for nasal polyps.
Wow.
So we have all those tools in our tool chest.
And there are so many people that have polyps and they've had to have surgery, and then I guess they can come back and they deal with this recurrent problem. So it's good to know that there are good new treatments out there for them.
That's right. You know, polyps are always a problem. People, when they have them, they're like, how do I get this?
Yes.
Why do they keep coming back? And a lot of the surgery is just to open up a space for the medications to be able to be used.
And if you end up having to have surgery, how long does a recovery last from something like that?
Well, it depends. You know, there are different types of sinus operations. Something relatively straightforward and simple would just probably take a week.
Wow.
But something that's very extensive can take, you know, 7 to 10, 14 days,
Wow.
depending on what you have to do.
I thought you were going to say a day or two, but a week is the short end of it.
Yeah, especially if you're doing some type of work where you're having to do a lot of physical labor. It's hot outside. So, you know, you can't really have surgery and go outside and start lifting things that are heavy. You'll start to have some nose bleeding.
We know a lot of you may have questions for Dr. Swain about congestion, sinus problems, new treatment, surgery, and we want you to ask away at 12:30. He's going to be joining us on Facebook Live for our Doctor is In segment, and so you'll have an opportunity. You've been on before. We got so many great questions. We encourage you to ask those again at 12:30 on the WKRG Facebook page. Thanks so much, Dr. Ron Swain with Premier Medical.
Thank you.